It's a beautiful day to you, our lovely and smart real estate investors, wherever you're watching us across the world. I'm super delighted to welcome you to the festive season episode of Property Matters here on YouTube. In case you're coming across a video like this for the first time, my name is Adejare and I'm your host here on Property Matters. Property Matter is a weekly YouTube talk show where we discuss everything you need to know about the Lagos State real estate market. So, in case you're coming across a video like this for the first time, do well by supporting me. And one of the way you can do that is to subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell so that when I drop a video, a very important personality like you will be one of the first, and of course, special person to see it. All right. So I want to quickly use this opportunity to say thank you for everybody that have supported us through the year. We don't take your support for granted. So do well to subscribe. We have a lot of episodes we've done over time. So at your leisure time, you can check our playlist and we can assure you that you're going to find value. I'll be back immediately after this short timeout. Don't go nowhere. So did you miss out in the CB Lagos? Yes, right now Isimi Lagos is like I think 100 million naira now. So, but I have good news for you, and the good news is that you can be neighbors to Isimi Lagos. So that 100 million naira you're going to spend here, you're going to use and get several plots here. As you can see, that's Isimi Lagos right there in front of. Please zoom it, let them see. Here you see, that's Isimi Lagos. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm super delighted to welcome you to Dominion City Phase One. Now, the beautiful thing is that it is a buy and build facing the road and opposite is Simi Lagos. As you can see how beautiful this is. So for this kind of property, we have two categories of plots for sale here. Now, the very first category is the ordinary plot, which is 14 million naira all inclusive. Yes, all you need to do is just do an initial deposit of 2 to 3 million naira and you spread it for 6 to 12 months. Then the second category of the plot is the plot that will be perfecting the C of O title in your name. That plot size comes with 15 million naira all inclusive package. Now, so you can choose the one that works for you. Now, a lot of people are saying no, they don't want us to tweak their C of O, that they know how they're going to get their C of O. Then if you fall into that same category of people who believe that you can, get your C of O with ease, okay, you can go for the one of 12 million naira. But if you want the one that will help you, we are going to help you perfect your C of O, it comes to 15 million naira. Dominion City is a dry land and there are people developing already. We have like two houses. One is completed, two is under construction. Then we have our clients setting up their land, and a lot of people are starting their project. This is Ijako town of Ekpe facing Isimi Lagos. I have to emphasize that. So if you don't have 100 million naira to buy Isimi Lagos, never to worry. You can get, okay, a plot and you can be neighbors to Isimi Lagos. So for more information about this, we have two categories, plots, the ordinary plots, and we also have plots coming with C of O. So for more information about this project, give me a call. One thing is certain, you'll be glad that you are neighbors to Isimi Lagos. Have a nice day. All right, you're welcome back. Without wasting further time, let's just quickly go to the topic of today. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for the support. So today I'm going to be talking about the game of deceit in our industry and why you have to be careful with some real estate developers. Before I go further, I quickly want to make this assertion that not all real estate developers are guilty of this. So I wouldn't want a situation whereby I am mostly misquoted and people misinterpret the point I'm trying to make. Not all real estate developer in Lagos, Nigeria are into fraud, but some of them are, the bad egg among them are still, using some of these, fraudulent things to make people invest wrongly. So when you see some, mark my word, some, not all. When you see some adverts on your YouTube channel, on your Facebook page, on your Facebook, Instagram, and
and other social media channel that you may be privileged to see. Many people do not comprehend that some of these advert or some of these properties that is being marketed to you or to you are like time bomb waiting for the accurate time to explode. I've also said that some of them are a disaster that is waiting to happen. If I myself, with all my years of experience, I could fall into some of these, manipulations, and I invested in the property. That was a very long time ago. The number of information I have now was not what I had at that time, but I also invested in the property. Until today, if I'm still interested in fathering my children till old age, I dare not go there. And a lot of people have asked questions that uh, I had to forgo that property. And I know that somebody that may be watching me for the first time, or you have been watching this video several times, you may also have your own, experience to share. And I know some of us have bought some properties that the real estate developers have promised heaven and earth, and the majority of us have, disappointed, with the outcome. And we always feel that all real estate companies are like that. They keep making empty promises and they don't deliver. What about a situation whereby a developer tells you, okay, buy that property, I'm going to fix the title? Yeah, of course, that was one of the major things that dominated the industry far back in 2018, 2019. For some of those real estate developers that sold property in Fulu, Ibeju, Lekki, and other places. And today, nothing has been done. Many estate developers have sold problematic property, property with problems, to people. Let me just tag it as problematic properties to people. And today, majority of them still walks freely on the streets of Lagos. And then at some time you wonder, is there really law guiding the activities of real estate companies? Where exactly are the law enforcement agencies doing? The question you need to ask is that the people affected, are they really really crying out? Are they calling the attention of the public so that government can take action? If you doubt this, let me quickly remind you that the Ikota property that is being demolished were built by real estate developers. And I believe that there were some real estate agents and real estate marketing firm that were paid, to advertise that property. Today, majority of those who invested in that property are presently, counting their losses. And sometimes I wonder, what exactly is going on in the Lagos State real estate market? Are people tired or weary of doing the right thing? And my question is, what will now become the fate of people who might have seen some of these hard facts and they bought the property banking on the word that the developer gave them? And I also want to quickly say that these same realtors and these same real estate agencies that marketed these properties to real estate investors are still marketing and of course still showing innocent real estate investors more properties. And the question is, do they really feel remorse? Do these people actually have conscience at all? What exactly is happening to the Lagos State real estate market? What exactly are we not doing right? So today I'm going to be talking about some important things that you need to give adequate attention when you are investing in Lagos State. There was the time I went for a property inspection with a real estate developer, and unknowing to this man, I had my my chatting device with me. So when we were talking and interacting, I did the necessary thing, picked the information of that property, and right there on site, I got an information that the property was actually zoned for an hospital project that will be coming to. If I mention the place, many people will know, but I will not do that. So while chatting with the developer, I asked him a question that, Ogami, what exactly is the title of this property? And it was quite unfortunate that this guy lied. He lied, and I looked at it and I said, what exactly will now be the fate of people that have bought property here? And the question is, Why do we have companies deliberately encroaching on government lands? Why do we have people with this boldness that they will mount signboards on lands that government have marked for future process? The sad thing is that this property is still being marketed to you, real estate investors, and many of you are not even aware that what you are investing in is a bomb that is waiting to explode. Because when government need their property, and when they come from it, when they call for it, they will be merciless. They will show no remorse, and they will show no consideration. So I wonder why these guys are still doing. So if you discover the pattern of operation of some real estate companies, you will discover that many of them have similar mode of operation. I'm still yet to see a real estate developer that have consistently show some innovation, and of course they've been able to stand out. And the reason why that is so is because of the fact that the real estate industry in Lagos, Nigeria is interest driven. So sometimes these guys put their own personal interest above the interest of the real estate investor. Sometimes I cry when I see people put in their hard-earned income in the wrong real estate investment. Sometimes I look at some of these wrongdoings in this industry, and because of the fact that you have to protect your head, you just can't speak up, because sometimes if you dare speak and you start mentioning names, you may not live to see the light of the day. So the question is, what can you do to avoid this game of deceit? Now, this is how the industry works. The developer approaches the family, buy large expanse of land, mount a signboard, calls in some marketers, and they begin to do some adverts, jingles, and the likes to call your attention. And in some cases, when they find out that what exactly can they do to ignite your interest, they go as far as making promises, empty promises that even them they are very struggling to fulfill. And what must you now do? It was quite unfortunate that despite the fact that these developers have duped people of their hard-earned money, like I said at the commencement of this video, majority of them are still working freely. And if you are thinking that the law will catch up with them, well, I pray that you won't end up being disappointed, because you see, some of them are actually the law. I said it in one of my videos that these guys are highly connected, to the point that if you have issues and you think the law enforcement agencies or the Nigerian courts, will fight for your interest and protect you, in most cases, the reverse has always been the case. So what you must do as a real estate investor basically is that you must put in some of the points that I'll be listing here. They are just four, and it will help you, okay, to avoid these manipulations. Now, when they want you to buy, they promise you heaven and earth. Some will tell you that we will build basketball courts, we'll build table tennis court, we'll provide electricity, we're going to do children's playground. We're going to, even for some of these developers that they even sold properties for over 20-30 million. Many of them are still yet to deliver some of these things. So how do you avoid the game of deceit? How can you detect deceit when you are investing in Lagos? The very first thing you need to do is that you need to stick with a honest professional. More importantly, someone who constantly opens you to the possibility of getting scammed. And this person is always doing this because they want to protect your interest. If I'm a real estate investor and I'm based in the diaspora, with the level of experience I have gotten, I personally will not work with a realtor that doesn't even show me the land information of that place. That means the charting report. Sometimes I've seen instances whereby surveys and coordinates have been manipulated just for people to invest. But what you must do is that you must stick with a professional that is honest, that's telling you the truth. Sometimes some of them prepare to pretend to tell you the truth, but if you are very, very observant, like me, you know when they are lying. That's the very first thing you should do. A real estate realtor or a real estate consultant that cannot protect you from being scammed is not somebody that you should work with. The second thing you also need to do is that you should only work with developers that have good plans for their properties. I'm referring to real estate development companies who have plans that will safeguard your interest from the following. Number one, family encroachment. Number two, future demolitions. And number three, you should also work with companies that are aware of government rules and are abiding by them. That's the second thing you need to do. And when I talk about when a real estate company can protect your interest, it goes beyond just making empty promises. Now, how do you know if a real estate development company have the capacity to deliver those things I've mentioned? Number one is that you need to look at what they've done in time past. Now, when I talk about time past, I'm not just talking about a real estate developer that will just put fence, collect hundreds of billions or thousands of naira from you, and all they deliver is just a fence. I'm talking about a developer that have a record of excellence, a record of integrity, and a record of what? Delivery. Now, when you look at this holistically, you will find out that it's just few real estate development companies that fit into this. So I'll not be mentioning names, but if you are very, very observant, you of course you would have observed this by yourself. The next thing you also do is that you need to work with trusted brands. When I talk about brands, I'm talking about brands that have consistently delivered on their promise. Now, for some of us that are buying Ekpe, I know they've convinced us that Ekpe, some part of Ekpe, not all, is for land banking, which obviously is true. I'm not here to dispute the fact that larger part of Ekpe is for land banking. But the truth of the matter is, are they still going to deliver the basic facilities despite the fact that Ekpe is land banking? Sometimes I've seen instances whereby a company said they did fence and it ruined heavily and that fence fell. Now, for the fact that they've done that fence and it fell, they will not go back to redo it, because you see that plan and that budget they did for that fence, they won't revisit it, because if they do, in some cases, it's always on their loss. And like I explained earlier, most of these developers put their own interests sometimes ahead of yours. So you have to work with them that have shown track record of delivery, which is very important. And keeping to that. When I talk about delivery, I'm talking about like delivery on good infrastructure. More importantly, those who actually add value to the property you have bought. See, I know a lot of people have come to you and they've explained to you that the property you bought for 2 million, selling for 5 million. There are some places you will go to and you find out that even that 5 million is just a fantasy, because you even want to buy lower because of what? Because of the present state of that property. That property, a lot of estates have been badly managed by some real estate developers. So when they give you estimated figures, because of the current state of that property, you may not be able to sell for the price that they have given you. Now, if you patronize real estate companies, more importantly, those ones that you have your doubts, constantly ask questions. Now, when I talk about asking questions, you said you will do this, you will do this. What will be the penalty if you fail to do this? What are those documents that you have enshrined or you have written on your contract of sale that will protect my interest? See, over time I've come to realize that because of the fact that many real estate investors don't understand some things, some legal clauses. I think I have a video that was talking about some important legal clauses. Okay, you must understand. More importantly, when you are going into the Lagos State real estate market. So at your leisure time, you can check it there, and where I talked about indemnity clause. So these are some of the clauses that you must insist when you are investing in real estate in Lagos, Nigeria. Of course, I do that for all my real estate investors, because you see, they can promise heaven and earth, but I always have your interest at heart. So this is where I'm going to draw the curtain off to this episode of Property Matters. I hope you found value. Do well to subscribe again turn on the notification bell, share this video with your friends and family, and of course admonish them to to subscribe as well. Until I come your way in in another explosive and educative section of property matters, compliment of the season. God bless you. Bye for now.